It worked. Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I know I'm late, but I am also Laz. I'm your weird and wonderful host that does this thing for therapy. I don't understand it either. Anyway, welcome to Thursday evenings. Tonight we're doing the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. And Sparkles has chosen the penguin. The penguin for tonight. Good evening, Ali. Good evening. I'm going to try, if I can, to just run on the chat box that everybody else can see on screen. So if I'm a little bit slow reacting, it's because I'm going off the same thing in the green box that you're going off. That seems to show everything, and if I move the singular chat out of the way, I can see that one easier. So fingers crossed I'll be able to respond to everything tonight. Let's find out. I hope. We'll see. We'll see. Although I'll probably do need to plug my phone in just in case for a backup. Which means I'm plugging my lovely Christmas present, which was them Bluetooth headphone thingies. That worked really, really well. So put my phone over there for now and silence it. Silence it. Because otherwise it's going to keep doing that, isn't it? Quiet, please. There we go. So, move the Space Marines out of the way. Although I do need to base coat them and get them ready on Monday. Hint, hint, hint. I'm going to be doing the Space Marines on Monday. Mainly because I haven't sorted out my desk enough to look for the other Space Marines yet. Why is the chat box not working when I want to use it? Silvers, hello. Welcome in. Right, so the one night I want to use the green chat box that usually has everything in it, it's not got anything in it when people are chatting. Wonderful. So I do need my phone, and I do need to move all the brushes out of the way because I need to use this as a phone holder again, because I need it for the portrait mode chat, because I can't see it because the chat box isn't bloody working. I am having a wonderful stream today, aren't I? So again, sorry for being late. Turn the volume down as well, and I want to find the portrait mode, please, because there are people who only view me on there, and there are only people who only view me on the horizontal cam, so I like to be able to respond to everybody. Right, move the Bear's Paws things out of the way. I do have the Bear's Paws coaster out though, so thank you very much, Nick. And I've still got the taters. They're still attached, and I need to remember not to bang my head on this. Right. Norwegian, hello. Is this... Oh, wait a minute, I swiped up and got rid of it then. Is this newly made stream, or... I don't know what the last word says. I've been doing this for a while. I'm just not very good at it. I don't expect any level of professionalism. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a very weird person who's on YouTube. I think there's a difference. Some people say no. Some people say you're on YouTube, you're a YouTuber. Fair enough. Have your own opinion, but I just think I'm a weird guy that's on YouTube. But hello, thank you for coming in. And Carter, hello. I'm a little bit discombobulated, Ali, but thank you for asking. Oh, it means something, right? Right, okay, fair enough. Thank you very much for that one, because I didn't know what that meant, but now I do. So, cheers for that. I think I answered the question, though. I hope. Right. Anyway, don't get sidetracked. Very easy to get sidetracked. Don't want to get sidetracked. I am boiling bloody hot, though, so I'm going to take my hat off and my jumper. And knock the camera for about the 96 millionth time. And I'm going to try not to for the remainder of it. I really am. Right, so the magical world of Sparkles and Oak, and we're painting the Penguin Assassin, which is this little chappy. No, obviously already base coated, but has not been dry brushed yet. So first stage, as per bloody usual, shake up the ivory paint, because I don't like using pure white. And then put what is hopefully just enough ivory, because I do use a lot of it and I need a lot of it, because I've still got 10 models there to do, plus as I said, I'm not 100% happy with the Genestealer cults, so still got them to find out. I want to very lightly dampen the brush, but we don't want it too wet because we'll be dry brushing. No worries, Norwegian. Thank you very much for calling in. If you want to hit that like button on the way out, I would be very appreciative, but you don't have to. So, dry brushing. Nice big fat dry brush. Model on something sticky to hopefully hold it in enough place, but he's on silly little feet, so I don't think it's gonna. And I need a piece of card. Awesome, that'll do. So, for the 96 bazillionth time on my channel, this is how we dry brush. Dry brush in. Rub most of it off. I usually test it on my hand to see roughly if I've got enough on it. Thank you very much, Norwegian. Have a good night. Happy YouTube huntings. If you're looking for something specific, if you're just looking for something weird and entertaining, please come back and have a chat if you want, either with me or with other people in chat. Who knows, you may walk in at the perfect moment just to give the exact name that this character should have. Because that has not been decided yet. The only thing that has been decided is the fact that they're a penguin. Can't really get away with that, because, well, look at the little chappy. It is a penguin. It is a... Hello, Froggy. It is also, well, it's kind of sleety snowing where I am. He's got patches of white on the floor, but he's gonna end up just as slushed in the morning. So, yeah, it's kind of, but it's pretty much snowing, as far as I'm aware, most of the UK at the moment, or at least should be at some point tonight. Which particular part of the world? I'm going to guess the UK, but which particular part are you from, if you don't mind me asking, Froggy? Me, I'm sat in the northwest of England. Now that that's dried off a bit, I'm going to try essentially buffing the top a bit more if I can. Although I end up taking a bit off, which isn't actually a bad thing, because I may wish to have him as a drier hood, but in this case no, I'm going to brighten that bit back up because it's being weird. That is very weird as what's just happened on top of his head. That is odd. Oh, you're in Wales. You're in Wales. Then yeah, you're definitely getting... Oh, you... May get snowed in, may get a free day off tomorrow. Fingers crossed. You never know. You might get a free day off tomorrow. I, however, am sat in somewhere where it'll always just turn to slush and public transport will run. Oh well, onwards and upwards. Right, penguin. He's got to have a red cloak. As I said, weird, just odd thing, and don't know why. So yeah, red cloak and hood. Silver knives, or metal knives. I've not decided on trousers, and it appears he may have some kind of armour on underneath his hood. Little fucker. Yes. No, oh, no school. No school. I live in Manchester, so very built up. Very built up. Yeah, the little patches of greenery, but not so much for miles and miles and miles. And then all of a sudden it just goes, everything's green. It's weird. It is very weird. Oh, I've nearly run out of corn red. Oh, I've still got 20 more berserkers coming, aren't I? They better give us some more corn red in Combat Patrol. I don't want to have to go spend GW prices on paints. Nope. They're going to have to go... How steady's my hand? Ah, it's very... So you're going to get... Oh, yours could be a mix. You're going to get a lot of salt air though, so I should imagine snow shouldn't stick too well there. If you're in port. I'm assuming it is a port, that's why it's called port. I may be completely, utterly buggering wrong. My specific knowledge of towns in Wales is very, very limited. Very, very limited. Sorry about that. Same with Ireland though, and Scotland. And a lot of bloody England, to be quite honest. I know where some places are. I get a lot of places mixed up, and that doesn't help, because yeah, I hear one name and I think somewhere else, because as I said, Manchester is, well, Greater Manchester is quite a largish area, and there's lots of little towns scattered all throughout it, bloody loads of them, and there's a lot of them that sound very much like other little places across the country as well, so I often get them mixed up that way. And there's a lot of little outlying areas as well that are just outside the Greater Manchester region, and going into the Greater Liverpool region, when that becomes even a whole different kettle of fish. The Anomaly, hello. On Monday the snow was up to your knees. That's ridiculous, Froggy. But then again, you say it's, if you get snowed in, it's school day. Now I'm going to guess you're not 6 or 7. But I do remember some children being considerably shorter than me, even in the later years of high school. So, for relevance, I'm 6 foot tall. Would it still be up to many? Or for reference, should I say? Or was it, alright, you, for all I know, you might be 6'7", probably the tallest person in your school. I have no idea. But up to your knee sounds deep. But that's always relevant to whose knee it is. So, do you know it in inches? Oh, you're 10. So, there you go. Do you know any rough idea of it is in inches? 3, 5, 7, 9. Do you play Warhammer? Because then you should know roughly standard 6 inches ish, and then you can duplicate it up to a foot, and then about a foot deep. That's not too bad actually. That's quite good snow. Please say you built a snowman. Please say you built a snowman. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. And there is a new whip shot for me to have a look at from Silvers in the Discord channel. Froggy, just so you know, I do have a Discord channel. It's adults in there, and I don't think your mum and dad would like you to join. I, however, will leave it entirely up to yours and their judgment, because I don't control what you do. I'm not your dad. But yeah, I don't think they'll want you to join just because of some of the conversations that might happen in there. However, I can't stop you doing jack. So it is in there for people who are watching going, you're pretty much pointing towards it. It's like, look, kids these days know how to look at description. They know how to look at... They're better in computers than you are, and don't even try to deny it. I know my kids are. Better... Yeah, they can walk me around half the stuff that they find a lot easier than I do. And I grew up with this crap as well. I just grew up with this crap when it was not as good as it is now. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. Welcome in. How's the new layout going? And oh right, that means I've got to think about what I said. Okay. Oh dear God, yeah. I didn't think about that. Ah, no. Right. The snowman's name was Bob. Excellent. Right. That's what I had to think about. I had to remember what I'd actually asked if you'd done something that would have required a name. And it wasn't until I realised I asked you if you built a snowman. Because if you've got decent snow, you've got to build a snowman. And whether you're 10 or you're 40, if I got snow like that, I would build a snowman. I'd build it with the sun, but I'd still build a snowman. And I would definitely throw a snowball at someone who I knew. I'm not just going to throw out a random person in the street. I would find someone I knew would be willing and not too annoyed for me to throw a snowball at, and throw a snowball at them. Because snowballs are awesome. Hello, Fern. Hello. Did you build a snowman today, Fern? In fact, did anyone else build a snowman today? I didn't get a chance to build a snowman today. I've not built a snowman for well over a decade. I've not had good enough snow. Oh no, wait a minute, no. It's coming close to a decade. But it would have been just before we all got told we're not allowed to leave the houses, stay indoors. And 1984 got a little trial run. For those who remember that little period. When say 1984, Brazil. No, Brazil you could do stuff. So, sorry, Silvers. So, wait a minute. Now the chat's working. Right. Sorry. For people who were here at the start, I wanted to try and use the chat box that pops up in the green one. You know, the green one that everyone else uses, and it shows everything. Well, it kind of puts things together and makes it easier, so I don't have to use the phone and I'm not switching my head all the time. I can just read from the one chat box. It wasn't working at the start of this stream. Fucking is now. So the anomaly. You broke your ankle recently, and now you're stuck here watching live streams and animating. At least just it's like you broke your ankle, but it's gonna be cold and horrible outside. So it could be a blessing in disguise. Now you have a reason to go. I can't go out. You've got to go out and get it for me. And live streams, YouTube videos, and just having something on in the background while you're doing your animating. Good luck with your animating, mate. Or lady. But you're in the anomaly. It even says so. The name says it. I'm assuming that's a two-parter from Silver, so it's the Leviathan Dreadnought and built the body of the Warhound Titan. Ooh. Don't start mentioning Titans. I'm not allowed them. And it's not a case of whether or not I could get one, because we all know I like proxies, and Temu likes proxies as well, and places like that. So I could get a Titan without having to pay Games Workshop prices. Is not uncommon knowledge. But stop! No, I can't get a Titan. I'm not allowed to. Can I get a Titan? See, I told you. No, I'm not allowed to get a Titan. There was no hesitation in that one. There was no hesitation in that one at all. And this cloak is taking a while. I'm not too happy with it. I probably should have put something like drying retardant in with it, but then it wouldn't dry on the model that quick. Oh, you had a slip and... That sucks. That really does suck. Well, I hope you have a quick and as good of period of healing as you can get, man. Because, yeah, falling is not a fun thing, especially when you don't bounce anymore. See, Froggy still bounces to a degree. I do not. If I hit the deck, I'm even if I get the lucky escape and don't break anything, no fractures, no cracks, no nothing like that. If I get the good version where it's just a bit of a cut wrist, a bit of a graze, I'm still in pain for about 5 days to a week and can't walk properly. I don't bounce anymore. I'm lucky if I don't break, which is why I'm extra bloody careful. But even then, as Sparkles found out this morning when she went slipping, taking Mini Laz to school, it still hurts when you hit the floor. She was lucky she got away with just scrapes and bruises, which I'm hoping so. She's still walking around and she's not complaining about a broken hip. No worries, Ali. You have a wonderful night's sleep. And I will speak to you again on Monday at the very latest. I think. Well, possibly Monday at the very latest. But you have a nice night and thank you for coming in. Froggy's fine. Screen names are fine here because my real name is not Laz. That is my screen name and my character name. I am not completely like this in everyday life. Not too far off it, but not completely like it. So my name is Laz. I will prefer to have Froggy. However, that name allows me to put things into context when I'm referencing. Thank you very much. In fact, Ali, before you go, could you delete that comment, please? You're 10 years old. Shh, don't do things like that, okay? If people are calling you Froggy and it's working and everyone knows who you are, you'll have to give your name out on the internet. I don't think I'm in there to be able to. No, I'm unable to. Ali, if you're still there? No. Sorry. Dang it. I can't remove the comment. I would prefer it to be removed. Just for your safety. You, Silvers, you have parts built to 10. Why would anyone need 10? Please say you're at least splitting it 5 and 5 so you've got 2 factions. So you can go 5 Warhounds versus 5 Warhounds. Because anything facing 10 Warhound Titans, unless it's another 10 Warhound Titans, and I don't think many people have. That many people with 10 Warhound Titans, in fairness. That's a bit. Thank you very much, Froggy, but right, until it goes off screen, it's staying up there. And it's going to get moved down slowly but surely. Yeah, please say it's been split up 5-5 Silvers, because 10 Warhound Titans is very, very much. It's been up there for far too long anyway, and people go, what's the bloody point? You've already drawn attention, blah 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 blah. I may end up actually having an edited or a taken down or a privatized video because of if I get to the point where it's something that bothers me. So please, Froggy, don't let it think it's because of you. It's something that will be my choice to make. The Holy Cats. No, these are not Warhammer. Those are Warhammer. All those are Warhammer. But this is not Warhammer. This is D&D. This is a penguin assassin, because why not? I didn't sculpt it, I just ordered the models. There is an entire world that I'm building around this. Well, not an entire world, but at least an island section that has many characters on it. At least one of every base class, as far as I'm aware. We have Sorcerer, we have Warlock, we have Paladin, Ranger, Monk, Fighter, Druid, Cleric, Barbarian, Bard. Yeah, we have one. As far as I'm aware, we have at least one of everything. This one being a Rogue Assassin. We also have a Rogue Thief Bat. And I don't think we have... Do we have an... I don't think we have an Arcane Trickster. That's about the only one we don't. We don't actually have an Arcane Trickster. We have something... We have College of Shadows Bard, so you can kind of play something similar to it. But we don't actually have an Arcane Trickster. But we have the other two, and the Thief does have a flying speed with him being a bat. Whether or not I put light sensitivity as a bit of a balance for him, I'm not sure, but we will find out. Right, that just took a big jump, so let's see how farther we can move this down. Ding, 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 ding. Aha, nail it. No, 2 Nurgle, 2 Khorne, 2 Slaanesh, 2 Tzeentch, and 2 Loyalist. Oh, nice. It's a nice selection of Titans there. No, please do not spam. Please do not spam, Froggy. Please do not spam. It'll filter through naturally. Don't worry. So yeah, we have... Silvers has Titans for every Chaos Deity and the Emperor. Technically every Chaos Deity, if you believe some of the lore. And I have characters to represent pretty much every character you want to play in D&D. I have quite a few armies as well for Warhammer 40,000, but I'll talk about that on Monday. I don't want to turn D&D nights into 40k nights until I'm no longer doing D&D nights. But I quite like D&D nights, so I'm not sure how I'm going to fill it in again after I've finished Magical World. I might try NPCs and things like that. But I do also ask for all of your input, especially regarding names. I do still have... We still have quite a few that needs a name, actually. So hopefully that red cloak looks okay. I know you can't actually see it properly like that because A, I've got my light too bloody bright because I'm an idiot. So let's turn that down a bit. And let's see if that helps it. That helps it out a bit, yeah. No, I like that red cloak. That red cloak's looking good. I could do with a little bit more of a touch along here just to brighten up that very high edge. But I'm happy with that red cloak. You can see the shadows, you can see there's going to be some depth. I will put better pictures up in Discord eventually. And I should really start paying attention to Instagram a bit more, shouldn't I? Because, well, more people have Instagram than Discord. So I'll probably end up doing a huge photo dump, probably the entire 2025 on Instagram at some point. Who knows? I do not make them. In the case of the Warhammer stuff, they come on sprues and you cut the pieces out and glue them together. But in the case of these characters, no, they've come completely shaped and put together. All I've got to do is paint them, whichever colours I wish. I'm putting character classes to them for my own personal choice. Well, my wife likes Dungeons and Dragons as well, so she likes to play it, and her screen name is Sparkles Oak, and this is the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. So, pretty obvious who this is for. Two of my children have made probably the most awkward character I have ever conceived for Dungeons and Dragons, which is two familiars with full classes and stat blocks. So it's two characters essentially, just slightly weaker in some parts, but strong in the areas where they need to be. And they work together as a single character. Only one of them can speak, and it's not the spellcaster. It becomes a very interesting. I want to play this character. I want to play D&D. I want to play Dave and David, just to see how they play. It's a sorcerer barbarian combination. It shouldn't work, but I'm interested. I want to know how it works. I want to know if it works, if it can work. Hello, Nils. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Yes, you are new. I don't believe I've met you or seen you before. Thank you for coming to join us. You quite possibly joined at the right time for the stream, because I think I was just explaining what the entire concept of this magical world of Sparkles and Oak is about. So you may have just come in and gone. It might have just. It was sheerly coincidence. Although if you wish to think it was personally for you, then I will not stop you. I can't stop you. You're sat in your room, or wherever you are watching me, and you happen to walk in as I explained. But thank you for coming in. If you wish to subscribe, Froggy, I cannot stop you. Somebody's subscribed about Emerson 101 times 101 has subscribed about 18 minutes ago, so thank you very much for that. I don't recall seeing that screen name. Silvers, don't forget I have Eldar Revenant Titans, as well as need to get other Revenant Phantom Titans. Silvers, you're just going to have a house full of Titanic kaiju suits, are you? Oh, please get some Bio Titans. Please, 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 please. You've got to finish. And some. Oh, what are they? Is it not Gargants? Is it Gargants? The Orc equivalent of a Titan. And I don't mean the Stomper. The Stomper's too small. The next one up from the Stomper. Is it the Gargant? Because you've got the Stomper that's about 8 to 10 inches tall, aren't you? Then you've got the other one, which is more like 1.5 feet, which is just massive. And then you've got the mini ones, which are the Gorkanaut and Morkanaut. Hello, Solo Rider. Hello. And Jonathan. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome back, man. We're currently talking about Silvers. Well, some of us have a plastic obsession where we buy Warhammer and other things. I believe Silvers is developing a Titan addiction. He has enough Titans, or at least partially built at this moment in time, to possibly flatten our actual planet with plastic and resin. It is getting rather scary. Silvers, do we need to do an intervention? Do we need to do 9M8? I can't read that as a word, so I'm going to say 9. Thank you. Thank you for coming to watch me. As it says on my channel, this is therapy for me, so if people come to watch me, and it helps. Thank you. So the thank you is more for you than for me, I would believe in this case. Froggy, I'm live about 9:30 on Mondays and Thursdays. You'll probably be in school when I do the Wednesday streams in the morning, because they're about 10ish. So if we end up doing a late stream on a Wednesday, if I usually stream, it's about 9:30. So I understand if you have to go to bed, but please do have a good day at school. Hopefully it's a snow day tomorrow, and enjoy the weekend after it. Have a good night. Oh, your nephew has Stompers and Great Gargants. Tonight, Jonathan, we are painting an assassin penguin. See, assassin penguin for the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. That only leaves 3 actual models to do, and then it's all scenery work from there. And then I'm allowed to open my surprise present from Graham. Or should I say Sparkles is allowed to open her surprise present for Graham that apparently I'm going to have to do. Okay, Jonathan. What is the question? That's working now. I should turn that off, really, because that's working. But it wasn't working earlier. I don't trust it. I'm going to leave that on, but I'm going to try and remember I've got to work from there. See, I don't have the camera pointing like in my face because, well, that's my living room, and not everyone wants to be on YouTube. But they're allowed to sit in the living room, so I try and cut off as much of it as I can. It does mean I've got to turn my head backwards and forwards a lot. So if I'm talking, then yeah. Neither, Jonathan. It means you're an idiot. You should always be able to take yourself to a stalemate. That's the whole point. You are you. You know everything you're gonna do. You're at a stalemate with yourself in regards to that. If you punch yourself, you're an idiot. That's the honest answer to that. "6.5 foot tall Emperor Titan." Silvers, if you're married and you print that off, you're going to be divorced very quick. Or at least that, yeah. 6.5 foot Titan. At least it'll balance it out against all the Chaos ones, I suppose. That plus the 2 Warhounds against the 8 Chaos Warhounds, and see who wins. That'll be quite interesting. I'm going to guess the Chaos ones will win, but who knows. Okay, leather armor. Do I want well, he's going to be wearing leather armor because he's a rogue. He can't wear anything heavier. Really, he's not going to be overly strong, so he's going to be wearing. I doubt it's even going to be padded. If he's lucky, if he's going to be studded. And definitely not going to be plate mail. Of course, you can excuse yourself for a couple of minutes. Yeah, I wasn't aware. No, not going to say it. Leave it in my head. Well, it's being a dick. Leave it in your head. Get painting. It's got to be leather armor. So we've got Ryan Oxide and Mornfan Brand. You're single and retired. Oh no. I want a 6.5 foot Titan. It's going to stand right there. Do it. You've got a printer. You can. Yeah. Go for it. there are some parts of the shoulder pads that go up right round the hood. I've just realised the problem with the camera that's now overhead. See, I can move it really far in. I'm not saying that first one out. Welcome back, Jonathan. And silence is nice. Silence is nice. I always have silence in my house, but it's not an overly loud house either, which is worrying. And there's probably people that would find it quite disconcerting that I have children in the house. It is a relatively quiet house. We're in no way mean to any of our children. It's just that they're all capable of doing their own little things, and they don't always require them to be overly loud. You can definitely hear when they're moving across the landing though, because it sounds like I heard friggin' elephants. Or coming downstairs sometimes. During a stream I'm usually alright because it's quite late and they might come down quietly. Mini Laz especially, because he should not be downstairs. You like your single life, no one bugging you. Spend time cuddling. Yuck. Cuddles are nice. I like cuddles. Well, with some people. Some people I would just feel very, very awkward doing it with. And some people I would probably be downright disgusted. But cuddles can be nice. The silence can be good. I mean, don't get me wrong, if it was just silence all the time, yeah, it would drive me fucking insane. Absolutely batshit crazy. Which is good because I don't think I let it be silent all the time, because I'll sing around the house, and I don't necessarily mean I'll sing a song. I'll just be singing whatever I'm doing or other things. I'll just be singing what's in my head. Those are the funny ones. Hello, Midnight Dracula. I'm making a diorama for 35, I think, done characters, and this is currently the 32nd that I'm painting. The rest of the diorama is there with all the others on it, except for these three, which are the last three that I've got to paint, and I've got one more floor to do. No, two more floors to do on the diorama before, and then it's all staining and woodwork from there and making. Essentially, it's doing the bar and filling the gaps. See, even Jonathan likes cuddles. Everyone likes cuddles. Except for virtual cuddles. Virtual cuddles don't work. Because you can't go squish. And you need to go squish. For it to properly. You don't mean you'll squish to it, you'll bear hug and just crush the life out of them. That's just wrong and evil and cruel. Unless it's one of those ones that you're disgusted by. Then you crush them. You make sure you try and break the fucking ribs. And maybe bust a lung or something. But if it's one of the ones that you want it to be nice, no, you don't crush them too much. You just make sure it's got to be a good squeeze though. It's got to be. That's one of the things to a good cuddle, I think. It has to be a good enough squeeze that's relatively expected from the person that you doing the cuddle. For instance, I wouldn't expect Mini Laz to be able to squeeze me so hard he crushes ribs. He does do it sometimes because he's much smaller than me, so when he gives me a hug, sometimes it's round the neck, and sometimes he has pretty much just put me in a chokehold. But it was a loving chokehold. These are quite impressive. I wish I could take the credit for making the actual models themselves. I just paint them. For the models, I don't even think you can buy them anymore unless you took part in the Kickstarter, and I don't even know what the Kickstarter was going. I bought them through somebody else, so I just bought them as an entire, print me the full set off, send me that. And that's how I ended up with them. Actually, no. Sparkles saw them, said I could get them, as long as I did this. So I'm doing this. I wanted to paint loads of little, really cool little looking models. Sparkle said I've got to make a world for them to go with and put stat sheets to them all and name them all. Here we are. Armor. I like the fact that I've got a penguin assassin. I also like the fact that I've got a butterfly barbarian as well. I got to have the butterfly barbarian. It looked like it should have been a spellcaster, but it's not. It's got a giant bonk stick. That just makes me happy. I'm not saying it doesn't take skill, it's just I wish I was able to do the other part as well, because then it would save me an absolute crap ton of money. Because at that point I could 3D sculpt my own, send the STL file to Roseden Hobbies, get them to print it out for however much he charges me to print out, and then just paint it. And I could do whatever I want. I won't be sat thinking. But then I'd also be sat thinking, because I can make whatever I want, what do I want to make? Whereas sometimes you just see someone and go, no, that's right, and it's easier that way. So, I'm not sure. I'm a weird one. Don't worry, I won't figure it out. Never will. Jonathan, of course you can ask questions. You know you're allowed to ask questions. Please crack on with questions. They are the first and foremost thing that derail my stream every time, and it's the one thing that I really, really enjoy about chat. Because it gives me a chance to have a drink, and well, the stream goes for however long it goes because of it. Unless you've already asked a question. Yes, it does. Yeah. Hey, John, Jonathan, can I ask you a question? Midnight Dracula, you're saying that painting doesn't need skill, it takes skill and you paint. And then I managed to look down here just enough to catch the huh? Oh, right, okay, fair enough. I shan't then. I shall have some more of my drink and then I shall decide what the hell I'm going to do next, because there are metallics. I've realised I've missed some of the red. And then I've got to pick. I also forgot to do his feet, which are also. I'm not a penguin expert, so I'm going to defer to the person who knows a little bit more about penguins than I do, who's not also not a penguin expert. The penguin have yellow feet. The penguin have yellow feet. And genuine question. Do penguins have yellow feet? Some ducks do. Not all ducks. Some. So do some penguins have yellow feet? Or do they all just have black ones? If they have black ones, I've painted the feet already. I've painted them black, I've dry brushed them so you can see the toes. I might have to put a bit more ivory on the end. Orange. Penguins have orange. Of course penguins have orange bleeding feet. Why wouldn't they have the same colour feet?
Orange or black?
Pink, orange or black. What about the ones with the big bushy yellow eyebrows?
What are they called?
Penguins. And this is why I get the looks. You see, you'd be alright. Right, Silver says penguins have black feet. These penguins, the ones with the big bushy eyebrows, they have black feet. Right, okay. No worries, Jonathan. No worries. Thank you. I'll bear in mind that you're on lurk mode, and I'll try and keep my voice down a little bit more if you're trying to get her to sleep. To be quite honest, Midnight. I've been doing this actually putting my hand into trying to learn how to paint properly for 4 years now, and I'm only just getting up to the standard where I think I'm doing all right. Some people may disagree. In either way, they may think I'm doing better than I think, and some people may think I'm doing worse than I think. That's entirely their opinion, but I think I'm doing all right. When I first started on YouTube, heck no, Jesus, I'm going to have to strip most of them. Luckily, those will be the models that I chop up to replace with these. And then I can chop them, and then I can strip the models down, take the paint off them again, mod them and convert them to put missile launchers on them. Hopefully fill them up with some kind of filler or putty or epoxy, and then I'll have 2 5-man squads of Desolation Marines, and then these will replace the models that I chop up, because I'm going to be taking the Intercessors, the easy build ones. I want the other brush for this because this is gold. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for the compliment. I just don't take compliments well, I think. I think it's part of my problem. I like to try and be modest, but sometimes modesty can come across as arrogance. And I should always bear that in mind as well and take compliments. So thank you very much. But yeah, there are people out there that are far better than I am. If you are old enough, which I'm going to guess you are, by that I mean of legal age to swear, drink and do something an adult would do in your country, then there is a Discord where if you do anything related to D&D, Bolt Action, Infinity, Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigma, anything like that, if you do any kind of modelling, or even the scale modelling for trains, cars, things like that, there is a work in progress section and a finished model section on my Discord. And if you go check out, I've still got to go check out what Silvers has put up tonight, because Silvers, you do have a habit of putting it up just before we go live on stream, which means I don't get a chance to have a look until I'm on stream. And it is a nice way for me to just go, just give me a minute, and now we've got to look at something good. And you can then go check your models out. But we also have like Graham when he's posted stuff up, Twisted when he's posted stuff up. I think Joe's posted a few things up as well. Howe's posted 1 or 2 things. Obviously myself as well. It's not a huge Discord, but there are a few people who post things in there. I think even Complex has started posting a couple of things in there. I'm not sure, but that's what you understand what the channel is for, is to post the work that you've been doing. And the other work that's in there, as good as I think mine is, I am my own worst critic, and they are far better. Some of Silver's custom kit bash work is absolutely amazing. I still say Twisted does some of the best bases on YouTube or the internet. You should DMT in there. the most recent arc dragster that he's done is actually cool as fuck. So there's usually like nice stuff to check out in there as well as whatever I'm painting. Oh, I just realised something I've lost when I do that. I lose access to see how long. Yeah, right, okay. Oh, you're in your early 30s then? Yeah, no, you're well and truly fine to do on there. I just give Froggy, who was in earlier, was only 10, however. And we do swear in that Discord. And some things might get said that maybe a 10-year-old shouldn't quite hear. I mean, I can't stop anyone watching my stream. I can't do anything really about that apart from put a really big age restriction on. And I think that's cruel because not everyone can verify their age, even though they might be like 50. And it's going, we'll take a picture, and the phone's too shit to take the picture to verify their age. It won't verify a passport. So they've got no way to do it, and they might actually want to watch me. And it's not that kids can't watch me, because kids hear way worse than what I say on the playground. It's just I become more aware when obviously it's a child that's involved. Being a father, it's an instant right, okay. I'm almost in parenting mode to a degree. Not completely, because it doesn't stop me swearing and doing the things that I'm doing and being the way I am. But it does make me a little bit more cautious about things that are said. And obviously my topics of conversation. Ain't going to be bringing up conversations of mass murdering fuckheads while there's kids around. And there's been shitloads of those in the past. Genghis Khan was one. He was really good at it. He was stupidly good at being a mass murdering fuckhead. Because he did the fucking bit as well. I think even I'm a bit of Genghis Khan. You're a bit of Genghis Khan. Everybody's a bit of Genghis Khan. That man got around. And he couldn't fucking kill you. Unless you swore loyalty and went killing for him. That was a whole different kettle of fish. Oh, bring him a kettle of fish, he might let you live there. I have my own entertainment for when I'm doing this. You know, when I go on them little rambles and then I think back, what the hell was I talking about? I just glance over there, and if it's the look from Sparkles, then I know I've just been waffling crap. Or something that is like, where did that come from? Why? What? It was in my head for a minute and out my mouth. I'm supposed to be concentrating on doing this, and I can't do two things at once, for crying out loud. I'm a man. Come on, give me a chance. I'm painting. You don't want me to be able to control my mouth as well, do you? Jeez. Sometimes they ask for a little bit too much, don't they? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Midnight. I mean, it wasn't I wasn't forcing anyone. I always give everyone complete free choice. I just you'll make it aware that it's there. It is there. And particularly if you're into the hobby yourself, it's usually nice to be able to talk to people that are into the hobby. Even if just a little bit, throw ideas, ask a question, show off what you've been doing, maybe even get a tip or two if you ask. Or even you might even need a tip, you might have done the check that out. Like when Graham decided to gold leaf Rabute Gilliman. That was nice of him. And then show us that for a bit. It's like, cheers, yeah. I've just painted that Retributor armour. And you just gold leafed. Yeah, let's go over there now. You're stupid. You're stupid. But I still put my work up. And as more people come, as you have found me, and more people come and more people come, and the channel becomes yours at that point. It pretty much already is. It's everybody in chat, everyone who comes in, it's your channel. I'm just the idiot behind the camera who's taking the responsibility for it all. Then who knows what could happen in the future. But for now, we come, I paint, I ramble bollocks, or I answer your questions. I'm going to like the picture you've just uploaded into Discord Silvers. If it is an art Kargan, I am going to be so jealous. I haven't even painted my stomper yet. Got airbrush, got stuff for it, and I've still not painted my stomper. I is a bad mech boy. Right, so let's try a bit of lighter brown on these shoulder pads. Oh, okay, so your eyes can see. Does help. What I try to do as much as I can without having to use washes. I understand what washes do, and I know they're really bloody useful and they're great for adding those little tones in. But my theory is, if you can put them in without it, do you need them? Probably why they don't look as good as they could. Maybe if you actually started using washes properly and highlighted properly and blending properly, my models could look a lot better. I have to try them this year. I'll try more new techniques apart from just layering. Still need to still need to learn how to bleed and talk. That's what I need to do. I still need to pick a colour for his trousers. I'm not sure what I should do. What colour should I do for his trousers? I mean, he's an assassin. He's an assassin. Evening, James. Evening. How do you do? What time we on? No, alright. Right. I'm not sure what I need to do for his pants. I do know one thing I need. I need a brew. James, have you got a brew? Has anyone else got a brew? I know mine's just got empty. And he's an assassin. Now he has. I need something. Where did I put that? There it is. Right. So this might help. So this little assassin, who's a penguin. Now I've done his yellow. I'm trying to. Because the camera's attached to the light, it doesn't help. So he has a red cloak. He has a little bit of gold trim on him. He has silver blades. Obviously his big bushy eyebrows are yellow and his beak is yellow. His feet are going to be stained black. But he has his trousers as well. And I'm not sure what to do with that. So I'm going to have a think about what colour pants I'm going to give him while I go make myself a brew, because I need a drink. Then after the pants, it's detailing around the wrists and the hilts for the daggers, because he's got silver blades. Almost everybody else has got that green purpley stone. if they've got some kind of bladed weapon. So I'm tempted to possibly do something like that for the hilts, but I might just do them bronze. And then it's blackening out the middle of his eyes, in between his eyebrows, and picking his actual eye colour. Then maybe washes. Maybe washes. So I still have a few things to do. I do still have a few things to do. So yeah, go make a cup of tea. Come back. Have a look at some of Silver's stuff and let everyone else have a look as well. I'll put it up on screen as I usually do. Silver's, don't worry. And then back onto Penguin. Sounds like fun. Right, if this is your first time here, I do put a screen up for when I'm not here. As part of that screen, there is a code. Now, if you're watching on portrait mode, you only really see the code section. There is a bit above it, and there is actually no. I can move that down, can't I? So you can see that bit as well. But I need to see. Eventually, so another bit will come up on the portrait mode, but there is another bit already there on horizontal mode. Welcome back, Jonathan. Welcome back. I'm just going to go make a brew. I'm going to find music first, as normal. Give you something to listen to while I'm not here. And it's probably going to be Starbound full album again, because we're not fully through to the end of it now. And that's when I have to mute me and then put the desktop audio up. So I shall be back soon. And hello everybody, I am back. Thank you all for waiting if you did. If you're not here anymore, then okay. Hey up Graham, actually that's perfect timing. Because the Rogues Den Hobbies thing has just gone off. And I was just about to tell people why I actually have that. Or at least I think this is the story why it came about, and you can correct me on this because you are Rogues Den Hobbies. That discount code thing came about because essentially me and Graham had a bit of a chat, and it came to the point of like, well, if someone buys something from Graham's site and that they wish me to paint, then they can do. They can just say to Graham, send it to Laz, and then I paint it on the streams and you pay for the postage wherever the hell you want it to go across the world, and I post the painted models to whoever you want. Graham said yes, and somebody bought a model. I mean, I bought a model, but that was by the back. That was just, I was buying that anyway, which is the great big whopping bear back there. If you can just about see the gun off. Well, you can't on some of them, but he's just back there. And I got a knight at the same time, given to me when I got that one. It was like, someone's took you up on that thing and they want you to paint this in these type of colours. Now I didn't find out immediately who did it, but I knew who it was for, so I painted out. I think there's a two video playlist somewhere on the channel of me painting that model, and that model was a knight painted in the Maryland state colours from the flag, and he now resides in Maryland. And that was actually Ali, who was in earlier on the screen, who did that because me and another YouTuber share her as a subscriber. So in case anyone's wondering why you can get a 10% discount from a place that sells models from a very, very, very tiny little YouTube channel, I think that's how it started. But Graham's going to have to tell us if that's right or not. Right, trousers, and also, oh yeah, I can close that now, can't I? And I wish to open up this and go to a work in. Oh no, I don't. I wish to do something first. I wish to go hello, because we have a nice new member to the Discord. And we have the Leviathan Dreadnought, and we have lots more Iron Warriors. We also have internal OSL. Right, okay. We're going to have to bring this up. Yeah, somewhat like that. Leather! Yes, I want leather, but before I do leather, I need to do this, which is Silver's Iron Warriors that he's been working on. So those are the Terminators that he's been working on. There's a few Necrons back there as well that you're keeping hidden nicely away. Definitely a few Necrons there, but those are the Iron Warriors. The yellow's quite nice actually. But it was the Dreadnought that you wanted me to have a look at more than anything. Oh. Ooh. Nice. Nice basing up. Very yellow for the aggressors, and that's eventually gonna be. You do a nice job with that, mate. And obviously we've got the, as I said, OSL lighting, which in this case I don't think your camera's focused quite enough, but you can see it from that level. Just if I zoom in, I don't think the camera's quite done yet, but those are looking nice, mate. Those looking nice. I can't wait to see those finished. Yes, leather. Leather, leather, leather. Yes, Jesus does love me, because I am awesome. Although Jesus doesn't like me. Jesus thinks I'm a dick. Jesus is probably right, but Jesus loves me. Jesus thinks I'm a dick. I'll settle for that. Leather, or at least some kind of trousers. Do I go for? Do I go brown, because I've already used brown, or do I go for like a green? Do I go for Castellan green and highlight it with Strachan green? I think I should. I think I should go green for his trousers. No, because then he's Christmas tree. Red and green is Christmas tree. Nope. Do I go for a lighter brown? Do I have any skin tones, or... I mean, I have Xandra Dust and I have Rakkar Flesh, but they're one's too yellowy and one's too pinky to go right for leather. What's that back there? Well, that's Rakkar Flesh again. No, that's Baneblade Brown and Rakkar Flesh for the leather. Ah. Oh, you're going to work on another one of the Space Bears unit, Graham. Oh, I see. I like the Space Bears. I do like the Space Bears. If you're crazy enough, I can remove that all the way down though, can't I? Because that part will definitely be gone. Yes, that part's definitely be gone. Yeah, the Space Bears are awesome sculpts. They're actually what I'm going to be using the missiles from to make my Desolation Marines. I've just got to paint all these up to replace the 10 that I've got to cut up to make the Desolation Marines. So 2 colours of brown, but 2 lighter shades of brown, as opposed to the darker leather which I've used for the leather armour. Right. And then I think I'm going to go for green handles. No, well, I say green, No, I'm just going to have to use a different metallic. I'm going to use all 3 metallics on this one. Oh, so you've only got 3 left to edge highlight. You've got 3 left to... That's nothing. That's nothing. You can knock that out in an hour or 2. It's a bit of edge highlighting. You hurt yourself. Knock that out tomorrow and still have time to have a wank. I'm not saying you'll get to have one, because... well, you need a certain amount of privacy for that. But you still have the time. Those are pretty damn cool, I've got to admit. I agree, those are sick. And I didn't even scroll up to show the other stuff. So there's more stuff in that work in progress section for people to go look at. Of Silvers, so please check it out if you're in there. And of course, if you have done something else yourself, even if you don't think it's particularly good, please put it up there. Because if you practice, you will get better, as I am living proof of. Doesn't necessarily make perfect, but it does make improvements. I couldn't do eyes. I didn't know where I could do eyes. See? Even James sits there going, no, I'm doing this, and then that's going up there. What is it you're paying at the minute, James? Silvers is cracking on with Iron Warriors. I'm painting an Assassin Penguin. Graham intends to be doing the rest of his Makwa Warriors tomorrow. Twisted is probably finding some points of light that I never would have thought of. And yeah, that Marine's looking good. I still have my same complaint about non-metallic metal that I will always have. And that's, it looks good from the angle it looks good at. But in the case of the heat and the lighting that he's managed to pull off at the ends of those posts, that'll look good from pretty much every angle. But he has done very diorama-esque type. Oh, you got a bit of non-metallic metal to work out, Twisted. You'd not typed out for a bit. I weren't sure if you'd gone for out to eat, or I was just making sure. But yeah, non-metallic metal work, it looks fantastic. But I still have the same. We've had this conversation. It looks good from the angle it looks good at, and when it looks good, it looks fucking awesome. But then you go, and you go, why is it all stripy? And then you go, and you go, wow, that's fucking amazing. And then you go, ooh, it's all stripy again. But those little end pieces, you know, where the lightning's sitting, no, they're awesome. Though the build up of the glow on, oh, that's nice. See, I will always give an honest opinion on your work. This is not just a Twisted, this is everybody. I will always give an honest opinion on your work. I will try and give at least a positive opinion, and if it's an actual technique you've gone for, if there's something I don't like about that technique, I will let you know about it. But if you've done the technique well, you've still done the technique well. Is there any tea in that milk? That is sacrilege. There is tea in this milk, but I was making it in a rush. I was making it midstream, and it's a big cup, so I'm damn near have to fill the kettle and wait for it to boil. I don't have time to sit there for 5 minutes and wait for it to actually brew properly either. And I'm not sticking 2 tea bags in, because we have good tea bags. If we actually do have time, then it works. And even like that, it's not a bad brew. If I just caught my head on the camera again, yeah, it's wobbling. It's wobbling. It's wobbling, wobbling, wobbling. It's wobbling like that. Oh, that's just reminded me. You know, me just doing that little bit of singing there. I've got a nice new fun project to come. I think I know what's replacing the Magical World of Sparkles and Hope when I finish the Magical World of Sparkles and Hope. Graham's seen a picture of this, I think, and I think Twisted has as well. I'm not sure. I know Steve has definitely seen a picture of it. No, he can't. What do you mean it can only be Yorkshire tea? Yorkshire tea's my backup. Yorkshire tea's my backup. My tea gets delivered to my door, mate. I don't go Tesco for my tea. My tea gets delivered to my door. I might be poor, but I do not compromise on tea. Yorkshire tea's my backup. But it is good, and that's why it's my backup. Told you. Red rose will rule throughout. The blood we spill, the cries we shout. The red rose rules throughout. If anyone's wondering why I've just sang that, I live what was technically Lancashire. Graham lives in Yorkshire. He's the white rose. I'm the red rose. Have a look up the War of the Roses. We do it as fun banter, but yeah, they didn't. Ooh, no, they certainly didn't. And it's usually Graham who brings it up first. I just got in there before him today. So black. This is actually quite possibly the brightest assassin. Yeah, if you want to, Silvers. What have you got? You don't necessarily have to say right here on stream, so I don't blame you if you don't answer this question. But do you have anything specific in mind that you would like to work on? Or would you just like to, I don't know. See, I have a collaboration. Fuck it. If you come in on Monday or next Thursday, whichever it may be, remind me, collaboration cam. You can just come up and chat. I'll move the thingy box over like that. You'll go over where the paint pot thingy is. You'll be right above me, and we'll talk. I mean, I can probably run it through Discord and do it that way. If you don't want to have a camera up, but yeah, I'm more than willing to do something like that. See, Twisted understands. He's got good coffee. Yeah, that one is there. That's pink. That's red. Oh, hello, Stephen. I need to sort out this black though. I do want to keep a little bit of the grey around the eyes, but as it is a penguin, I do want to get most of the black done. Hey up, Buzzard. Hey up. And good evening. How's the gameplay gone tonight? Graham's there, sharpening his spike, ready to come up. Yeah, you sharpen your stick, mate. I've already got an axe on the sword waiting. We'll see this out. We'll reenact the War of the Roses, or just kick it off all over again. Right. Really got to watch that. You can see right where it is as well. See where that little green light is? That's the camera. I mean, it's really small now, but I've never tried an Egyptian licorice tea. I've got some fruit teas and stuff in the cupboard. I've got the sleep tea, I've got lemon and ginger tea, and I do have a biscuit tea, which is an acquired taste, and I have some loose leaf Yorkshire. I have the sleep tea because it goes well with rum and honey, and I have the lemon and ginger tea because it helps sort a dodgy tummy. Oh, my point, I didn't know it. Right, what colour do we do with the hilts? I don't want to do them green. I don't want to do them purple because that's the colour of the good guys usually. I might have to go with blue. I'm going to have to go with blue, but I want yeah, Incubi Darkness. I don't want it to be a too bright a blue. And Incubi Darkness is kind of a greeny blue, but very, very dark. See, I believe if you do go to kind of the Egyptian, that area of very sandy places, kind of not quite as far as, well, yeah, technically going into the Middle East, but staying in more Eastern Europe as well. Apparently you can get some really nice coffees. I'm just not going to go travelling around there at this moment in time. Just call it a hunch that it might not be a good idea in some of them. Empty cup. Oh, nope, go sort that out, Buzzard. Go sort that out. Nope, cannot have an empty cup. Cannot have an empty cup. It's not allowed. I even took a break to go make sure mine weren't empty anymore. That's how important having a proper cupping. Make sure you're hydrated. So, Incubi Darkness, the hilts of the daggers. And then I believe it's only his hands left. Oh, hands and eyes. Hands and eyes. I can't see that. I want to see what that emoji is. Yeah, it's not a good thing, is it? But no, you go get yourself a brew. Don't you worry. Hopefully I'll still be here. I should still be here when you get back. I've got to paint black hands, which has already been dried up because I've not cut the wet palette. There was. Why is it not showing? Silvers, you did a scratch build mech challenge collaboration a few years back called Go Big or Go Home. The challenge was to build a mech 3.5 feet tall, and there was 5 of you doing it. I can't build a mech 3.5 feet tall. You have the very, very fortunate thing of you've got some room. You've probably got a room to put it in. I don't. I'm struggling to find places for 1.5 inch, 2 inch tall models. Never mind a 3.5 foot one. However, because you obviously Silver's scratch build product, you do scratch build stuff, or you kit bash, or you make things. Taking part in a kit bash challenge. The only issue I can foresee is that I don't do videos. Because I don't do videos, it might be difficult, because how do I hide it? And then how do I do a single thing for someone to come watch apart from a playlist? I would have to do some very, very nice sweet talking to people. If I was to genuinely want a video, and I would I would imagine most, if not all of them, would turn around and go, right, I'll talk you through the fucking basics, but you're doing it yourself. But yeah, I'm quite happy to take part in a kit bash challenge. I mean, I've got all sorts of bits now. I've got Orc bits, I've got Tyranid bits, I've got Chaos bits, I've got Space Marine bits, I've got Genestealer Cult bits. Yeah, I've got lots of bits. So, kit bash challenge could be fun. And I know it's been done before, but if it's different people, you get different kit bashes. I think it was a monster bash that I heard of. Well, that's definitely something we could look into. You Twisted, your wife tried another pair of jammies for Caphra. Cute red and black checkers. Yeah, I bet he was not impressed. How long until he was out of them? I shouldn't imagine it was long. I should not imagine it was long until he was out of them. I've never tried to put my cat in any form of clothing for my own human gratification. And to be quite honest, unless you've gone and got a dog or cat from an entirely different climate than you are living in, I don't think you... And that's going to be rare. I don't really think they usually warrant clothes. So, like, if you was to get one of them bald cats that look really, really ugly, then I can understand you wanting to put clothes on it in winter, because the damn thing's going to fucking freeze. It doesn't have fur. But yeah, if you've got a husky, don't put it in a fucking jumper. Damn thing's gonna overheat and die. So I suppose it all is relevant. And Abbeys have very short hair, so winter, and especially because they have short-haired jungle cats, being in the snow is not their natural habitat. So I can understand why your missus wants to put them in pyjamas just to keep them warm. But there are some people out there who take it a bit too far. You did a whole build over 14 weeks and did it all on live streams, so live streams would be fine. Awesome. No, that should be easy enough. Give me a bit of time, because look, I'm gonna have I've got a few projects that I want to try and plan in, and I'm struggling to get the stuff I want in on my schedule that I use. And obviously, a long project is a long project. I still have 20 weeks of the combat patrol to do yet. So no, that's what I'm doing on Wednesdays most of the time. I shouldn't imagine this takes me that much longer, especially because I've pretty much finished this little dude, and no, he's gonna have bronze eyes. He's gonna have bronze eyes. I know that sounds, people, and some of you are gonna go, what? Why? Because it's a magical, whimsical world, and the metallic eyes make things look cool. That's what it is in my head, anyway. He likes gold and treasure so much that he sees it all the time. So, let's see how. And he should at least make his eyes stand out a little bit. Now, the only way I can zoom this in is physically move the camera. Now, here's hoping the 1080p setting actually makes the difference. See, I would imagine to do when it's cold, because as I said, with you having Abyssinians, they are quite warm cats. They do like heat and stuff. Right. And if I unclip this from there, and hopefully clip this on there. Right. Now let's have a look. Problem is, it is a manual focus. And I'm not very good at keeping it in camera shot. There we go. Right, okay. See, this is the added bonus of having this little camera that I've got now. It can display at 1080, so I can actually see things on that I can't see with my eyes. But as the little penguin assassin goes, I'm quite happy with him. But as I said, now that I've got it in that close, now I can actually think about going back and going, oh no, I need to try and get that. There are one or two places where I've just spotted that I do need to go back to and just get rid of that little white line where I've been too scared to go close. Which is this one here. Do you know what? I might start actually painting like this. This isn't too bad at all, is it? Happy Feet. That name's got not Happy Feet, but Happy's going down. Why is he called Happy? Because as long as he's nicking stuff, he's happy. And as long as he's not nicking our stuff, we're happy. So yeah, I might stick Happy down as a choice for sparkles to make. But yeah, that is the little penguin assassin. Oh no, because he's the assassin, isn't he? He's not the tea leaf. The tea leaf's the bat. The bat that jumps off every bleeding time. He's jumped off again. Luckily this time he's not done anything. I'm quite like it. Those of you who are here, because I don't know how many people are actually here and willing to type, how do you like this view for me to paint under in the future? Just out of curiosity, is this a better view for me to paint under? Or do you still prefer me to have it kind of like more like that, and then obviously I've got to focus in, and then you can see more of what I'm doing. So having it down that low would be a good one, right? Okay. I never said it was an easy thing to do. I just asked if it was better. Because what it was essentially attached to then was a floppy piece of trim, a piece of trim that had come off. I don't think it'll necessarily help me paint, because having it up here does mean that I'm free to move in and out as I need to. If I have the camera there, then it means I've got to I've got to then come off like this camera to come down to the model, whereas in this case I can. It is very difficult to keep in frame, but whereas if I have it up here, then, which I've actually managed to get it to go higher up than last time, which is good, then I have more freedom to move around and stay on screen. I just lose the ability to see. I have, so general consensus is that is actually a better view. Okay then. The masses have spoken. No point me. Well, 95. Yeah, there is a point in me changing it now, so I don't forget to next time. I might have to put a couple of screws in there, just to make. Oh no! Don't flip it round. Just to make sure it stays right, and then refocus. Ish. I'm going to have to angle it to the place where I'm going to paint in most. So if I need it there, I need it to be looking more that way. Right, yeah, because that's where I feel more natural painting, so it's probably the best idea to position it there. No worries, Grim. You have a nice night, mate. Have good sleep, and I hope you do feel a lot better tomorrow. And then I've got to nap around with the focus, so that, there we go. So that when I do have it there, you can all see it. And no, I should still be okay with that. That's going to be a problem, you see. See how close it is, and it's on a boingy, boingy, boingy. I've made it even more boingy, boingy, boingy at the moment. So I'm going to have to be super careful when it comes to brushes and brush strokes. Although we'll give it a try on Monday. I get to paint a Space Marine again, so huzzah, more Space Marines painted. This will not be done in non-metallic metal. This will be done in very, 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 very basics. So please don't compare me to Twisted. I forgot something I've got to do. The one last thing I've got to do. Where's my glue? 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 My glue is nowhere near here. So he needs to go onto a base, and then he is completed. But I don't have any glue. Bugger. I had to use it to fix Mini Lazzy's money box, so I don't have any. So at this moment, it's just under 2 hours. So thank you very much for everyone who's joined, everyone who's been here talking, everyone who's been new to this evening. Thank you very much for coming to visit me. I hope you come back again to chat. Yeah, I finished the Penguin Assassin for tonight. I'm still taking names suggestions, so if you want to pop name suggestions for this, although Happy's the first name to go down as a suggestion for Sparkles to authorize, and then we have our Penguin Assassin that I've got a stat block up. Leaves us only with 3 left to go. Leaves us with just the Critter, which is really hard to hold, the Tiny Dragon thingy mabobby effort that I'm not even entirely sure what the bloody hell it is, and the dual wielding pistol bard, who is the College of Shadows bard. No worries, Silvers. That's fine. That is fine. I'm going to be going soon as well. So you have a nice night, mate. Thank you for coming to join us. If I'm live and you want to come up and chat, then yeah, I can do that. My speech pattern will change though, because I get to hear me on my own ears, and that just funks my head up. This is probably going to be the last. This is actually the last character to be done, which is Northan. Northern was the spider originally. That has now been changed. Northan is now the Crow. Shadow Bad. And he is the last official full character to be done for Sparkles and Oak. So 3 more to do, and some more of the diorama. Next week I think I'm going to do the diorama. I'm going to look into doing what I need to do on that. So it's not just all diorama towards the end. We can do diorama and characters. But again, thank you for everybody who's come to join me this evening. You've all made this night nice and wonderful. And enjoyable. Nose Twisted, it is a guitar, not an axe. He's got 2 pistols and a guitar. It is not an axe. If it was an axe, he would have been a bard, but he wouldn't have been a bard with an axe. Really? I thought you knew me better than that. It's a guitar. He has a guitar on his back, which is what makes him the bard. But again, thank you everybody. I look forward to seeing anyone on Monday if you wish to come back. Wednesday next week is the command squad, so it should be a build and read all in the same stream. And then Thursday, I'll be back onto Magical World of Sparkles and Oaks. I shall see you all later.